Hi there, welcome to this video where I want to talk about working with your hard learner. I probably don't have all the experience yet, but over my years of teaching in small private school and helping a homeschool family and homeschooling myself, I have come across several times what would likely be called dyslexia. In all of my years, actually, there was always one student who likely was dyslexic. Now, never an official diagnosis, so I won't say it officially. I also had a sibling who would be unofficially diagnosed as dyslexic, but there's telltale signs that some students are simply harder learners than others. And so, as I've been working on this, talking about in my videos, I talk often about uh, keeping your children to a high standard, being consistent, working hard to stay on grade levels, because I do think it's important in general. I did want to address this point for the moms who have a hard learner or a struggling learner, because I don't want condemnation, I don't want an unattainable goal, but I do think most of these children, if you consistently work on them and you don't just let everything slide, they do improve and get to a good place where their spelling might never be good, but if you require excellence of them, the best excellence you can, without, you'll know your child's limits eventually. So, especially thinking of one of my children, when I compare her with the others age wise, well, I can see she struggles. And I've had to slack off compared to the others on what I require them of them for the age group. But and then I wondered, and then I've had the temptation to then slack off on everyone, because since one can't do it, can the others? But I've noticed that that is not correct either. We do teach our children, try to keep on grade level, but we are also teaching them individually. And the nice thing is, in homeschooling, your child who is a bit behind or something doesn't struggle with the peer pressure of it. Of course, we're always working to try to get caught up or do as much as we can, but our child can be fine with that. She's different. And my other children, I realized I was starting to require less of them because I was requiring less of one, but they're capable of much more. And so I had to remember to keep requiring of them the high standard, and to my one child, let her go a little bit lower, a little bit easier. And I think back to my teaching years, I was too hard on some students probably. I was young, started teaching at 18. Others, I was maybe too soft. But in general, you work on their spelling and everything. But if a child really can't spell, and this is not a dyslexic teaching how to teach dyslexia or anything like that. It is simply admitting that there are some children who have learning difficulties and how to deal with that. If you are listening to my videos, I don't want you to ever feel condemnation that one of your children is behind. There's other reasons, and we'll be talking about it in the next video about hard seasons of life. But just know that if you have a child struggling, keep encouraging them, working with them, keep trying to get them to do the best they can, even if it's on a lower level, on a lesser scale. Let's say a math lesson is too much every day. Well, half a math lesson. Being consistent, teaching them, and yet adjusting to their level. Because if you just let everything slide and, oh, well, they can't, your child will suffer for it. And I'm not being hard on them that they have to do what their siblings are capable of doing much more. And also remember, if you have one struggling child, it doesn't mean you need to relax on the others. The others, you can keep requiring the same amount of them. One of my children might take longer to do 3 subjects than the other to do 4 or something. But what I try to do is maintain the same amount of schoolwork time roughly, and the one I just require more, and the other less in that time. The harder one may will sometimes have, like the harder one, the one that has a harder time studying, will sometimes have a bit of homework in the afternoon, which the other one doesn't, or things like that. But I know that the other one, when you do the age adjustment, grade adjustment, is able to do more. And so, and I don't let off on her, don't let her relax just because the one can't. I'm trying to be a little bit vague here for their own privacy, but you get the point. And I just wanted to give this encouragement to moms who are struggling, have struggling students, because I will teach a lot about being consistent, about having high standards, about requiring from your children, requiring hard, because hard isn't bad, but there's grace, there's space. And if you have a hard learner, if you can get, I don't know, sometimes you might need professional diagnosis or professional help or help from experts in the area, then I encourage you to find it. I know I'm not dealing with the most difficult cases. I've just seen it over the years. There will almost always, in every family, in every school, be one or two children who just struggle more than the others, even in what one would call neurotypical, like even in the range of not extra disabilities. And that's okay. It's okay. We encourage them to do the best. We stretch them so they grow, but we don't require more than what they can handle. I don't know if I could make myself clear in this video. It's a little burden I've had, but I just wanted to share it with you all. If you're looking for more homeschool help and encouragement, you can check out my courses or my community for homeschool moms below. And I would love to help you over there. If you have comments or questions, I welcome them too. And then we'll see you in the next video.